What's going on, champs and chambits? It's FireMonkey here, and the Icy Grappler was something that was added to the game with the most recent actual downtime update being v28.01.01. However, within 1 to 2 days, it has already been vaulted. I know that sounds a little weird. It's like, why would they vault an item that they just brought into the game that literally had quests related to it? And with that said, I will be explaining absolutely everything and why, if you've been crashing recently in Fortnite, it may not have actually been your fault. So firstly, let's talk about the main important thing. There were some Winterfest quests that actually required you to have either Icy Feet or to use the Icy Grappler. If you have not completed those quests, such as me right here, those have been replaced. One of the replacements has been using the actual like Icy Feet effect or whatever that has been replaced with hit weak points. You have to hit a total of 50 weak points to complete it, and then another quest was to travel 200 meters in the air while using the Icy Grappler. That one has been replaced with travel 1,000 meters while sprinting. So, you know, a lot of different change quests here and there. You know, in some cases it's just a little bit longer, more tedious, I would say, in order to actually get the replacement quest done, but now you don't have to rely on specific items in order to actually complete them. With that said, however, you might be wondering, why did the actual item get disabled, right? It's like, was it because the whole entire situation you would see on Twitter or YouTube or wherever else where someone would use the Icy Grappler and they would just get slingshotted over a mountain or something? Would that be the reason? It's like, you know, that doesn't seem too game-breaking. Sure, it eliminated people and it caused for some people to ruin their matches or whatever, but is that really a reason to deactivate the whole entire item? And shockingly, it's not because of that, right? Epic Games is not trying to ruin your fun or anything. If that was the only issue, they probably would have left the item in and allowed us to just kind of slide around at our own pace and get eliminated by going over a whole entire mountain. However, the exact reason why this item got disabled was because people were able to slide much faster than intended, which instead of crashing one person, right? Instead of just, you know, crashing that one person because they're going too fast, not loading in everything properly, it would crash the entire lobby. So if you were playing the game and you weren't even using the Icy Grappler, but you felt like you kept getting kicked back to the lobby or whatever else, it might have been because, you know, whenever you go in the game or whatever and someone else had this, they were purposely sliding around or unintentionally sliding around and causing the entire server to kind of have a lot of lag and everything else, and eventually end up crashing the server you were on and making it so you have to go back to the lobby, re-queue up, do that over and over and over again until you're finally able to actually get in a match where no one's abusing it. And it became such a hassle where Epic Games was like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna have to completely disable this and replace it with some other quests that are more tedious to do, but, you know, in a way easier to do because you don't have to find specific items. So I'd love to hear in comments down below, what do you think about this whole entire situation? Do you agree with how Epic Games has decided to be like, hey, you know, we're going to go ahead and vault this, but we're going to go ahead and change some stuff? Do you think they should have just let the servers crash or whatnot? Or do you think you're like the people on Twitter who say that Epic Games should have just hotfixed it? Now, I do want to kind of ramble on about hotfixes and stuff. In some cases, Epic Games is able to hotfix a lot of things. However, in the case of the Icy Grappler, I don't think they had a hotfix really prepared for people being able to max speeds fly around with the actual, you know, Icy Grappler. I'm sure that they could have hotfixed some things like ammo count, you know, recharge rates or whatever else, but I highly doubt that they actually had stuff prepared where they could change your speed velocity or, you know, your sliding velocity with the Icy Grappler, because they didn't really tinker with it too much when they returned it, right? It kind of just returned in its old state with the new movement systems and everything else, so I don't think they thought too far ahead and was like, hey, you know, in case this ends up in a way where we're going to have people going max speed, let's make sure we have this where we have a speed cap or something, right? I feel like, especially with how you slide in the game, that is more of an arbitrary value where you can't really modify too well how far you're going to go or how fast you're going to go, right? Because, for example, if I'm sliding down a mountain, sure, there's some things in there to kind of, you know, cap my max speed or whatever, but at the same time, I feel when you have other values in there, like you have that value of what's the cap speed for sliding mixed with stuff like, oh, you know, if I use an Icy Grappler, how does that mix with the other caps and all that? I feel it just becomes a headache and, you know, a confusing situation where, at least as of right now, especially while Epic's on break, they couldn't find an easy way to just hotfix it to keep it enabled in the game. But it is nice to see that your progress won't be hindered or anything just because of the fact that you were sitting here and you ended up not using the item or getting the quest done early. You just have to do some alternative quest, and I would love to hear in the comments down below, did you have fun with the Icy Grappler when it was enabled, if you even played Battle Royale during that time, and what do you want to see them do in the future? What other crazy little mechanics or whatnot do you want to see similar to the Icy Grappler be enabled enabled, because as you guys know, it's pretty interesting to see how we have the normal grappler that gives you an icy feet effect, but what other cool little things could they mix and match together, right? Because we know we have the slap effect from other things, we have slurp effects and all that. How could they mix and match those different effects with normal items in the game to make a very interesting item? Like, imagine if we had a shotgun or something that had siphon enabled specifically on it through either, you know, a weapon mod or something along those lines. I just think it would be very interesting to see how they could tinker around with all that type of stuff, and it gets a decent discussion started down below. So until next time, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. Peace out.